Yeah, it all comes back up when we go live. There you go. Hi, everybody, and welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. 5 minutes early tonight, or 6 minutes early. What the hell? I don't care. We're wild like that, aren't we? Wild. And it's been a wild week.
Hi, Owen. Hi, Silver. BJ. Kiwi.
Right. Owen will be flying, so he's going to miss most of it. He's coming back from his holiday. I hope he's had an awesome time out there.
Well, you might see the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Because they're going to see him again tonight.
Yeah, might do. Yeah. And if Owen's flying back...
Yeah, what a sight.
Owen, yeah, you never know. Keep your eyes out that window, look north.
Yeah.
Silver Rain, how you doing, mate? Hope you're all good. BJ, how you doing out there, my friend? I hope you're all good.
I won a raffle.
Kiwi, hiya, Mucker. Hope you're all good. Dirty Faces, hope you're good. Yeah, I got a little bit of a headache tonight, so I'm going to have my cider. But if you see me dash out and come back, I think I might have caught a little bit of the sun.
I did. I got... Yeah, you can see the...
Gaz's boobs were glowing.
Yes.
On the way back.
And my arms and, yeah.
Katrina, hiya. You're nearly home on the train. Excellent. BJ. Oh, it's Mother's Day in America, isn't it? Yeah, so ours, UK Mother's Day's in March.
Yeah.
Okay. Mothering Sunday, as we like to refer to it here, because we are very sophisticated like that. Mothering Sunday.
Evening Stealth, evening Roman Ray.
Evening Ray. Oh, yeah. Well, so, yeah, I had a good week. Yeah, I have had a good week, but I've had one of those weeks, it's been fuzzy up top, if you know what I mean.
Oh, mine. Oh, no, your van's broke.
That's not good. Mate. Is it time to get the shotgun out to it? Put it down, you know.
That's what, like us with the Land Rover, wasn't it? It's like, again.
I broke my heart. That I really loved that Land. To drive, that disco free was absolutely astounding. I loved it to drive.
Really comfy car.
Kaz was comfy in it. I was comfy in it. The fuel economy wasn't that bad. But the bloody electronics, if there's one thing Land Rover can't do, it's electronics. And of course, with today's technology, on today's eco-aware, everything's got to be run by a computer, rather than just good old-fashioned analog set of points, injection pump timed up, and all the rest of it. So
don't forget your warning.
Now you feel a warning. Did the warning now? I've already sworn once. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hampshire Outdoors and Survival. I hope you're having a wonderful week wherever you are. Please understand, this is an adult channel where we cover all sorts of subjects, be they survival, bushcraft, prepping, or just having a general natter and a laugh. Occasionally, the language may get a bit ripe, and I do apologise for that. However, we are all adults, and if there is anybody that is a minor watching this evening, any words you don't understand, I suggest you ask your parents. It's down to them to explain them to you. There will be no gratuitous violence. There will be no hate. There will be no blood. There will be no pain on the channel tonight, because we don't do that. We have a laugh and a giggle. So my head's been a bit fuzzy this week. I've had a little bit of trouble getting motivated. Don't know what it done. It's changing the meds or what. Found myself staring into space a few times, which has been a bit awkward. But we did manage to get out. We got out on...
Hello, John.
Friday and Saturday. And we... Mr. D, my mate Derek, out there in Oregon, had asked me a while back if I got the chance to have a drive through some local village, or some of the little villages and that, show him a bit of rural England. So our plan became over 2 days to get out into Wiltshire and Gloucestershire, going west, because that's what we were intending to do anyhow, and see if we could find some little villages and that. So this week you've got the cow video, because I went down to see my mate Ian Pullen down at Farmer P. See his cows let out. No, it's not bushcraft and survival, but hopefully you enjoyed it, and it showed you a bit of what I like when I'm out in the countryside. And also, there's going to be a long video up, and it is literally I think what I'll do is it'll just be the car driving through things like the Marlborough Downs, Vale of
I did take
Pewsey.
some photos of
Yeah.
some of the old churches. And there's
That's
a 1830 village hall
Yeah,
and some
bit
thatched
of the
cottages.
Cotswolds with a bit of back music and all the rest of it. So again, I know that's not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but
BJ said he enjoyed it.
yeah. Oh, glad. Yeah, I mean, do you know what? I'm a country boy through and through. To see cows let out, especially after this year, where it's been such a long period they've had to be in, and see the stress that causes farmers, the difficulty in managing
They wanted
the
out the
livestock.
whole time we were
Yeah.
there. They were moo, 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 moo.
Because I think any farmer worth his salt has a love and respect for his animals, and seeing them desperate to get out is a difficult thing. But you have to pair that with the management of the land. So, therefore, for Ian, if he let his cattle out when he wanted to, which would have been about 4 weeks ago, unfortunately, the ground was too wet, and they would have just chewed it up. And by now, he'd be looking at big bald patches, no grass, and that grass would not come back until late summer. So it's a difficult one. It is,
Evening, Ian.
grass. Hi, Ian. Hi, Lee. Hi, Stealth. Hi, John.
Yeah, Katrina, that place looked lovely. They're thinking about their wedding venue. Very nice.
Excellent. Getting excited there.
Yes.
So, yeah, that's what it's all about. And we've had some bad news this evening, I'm afraid. What's that?
Oh,
Yeah, we've had some bad news this evening. It's just come up on the report's just come up, which has made me think a little bit about what I was going to talk about tonight, because a hiker's gone missing on Scafell Pike in the Lake District of the United Kingdom, and unfortunately has passed. But that led to a 40-hour search by 40 volunteers. Okay, that's 40 volunteers scaling that area over 40 hours trying to find the person. Now, I know people get lost and they wander off track, but again, it just brings me back to that whole thing. If you're going to go on an adventure, please plan your route, stick to your route, set your timings, have your emergency plan in place. Now, I'm not saying this person did anything silly or anything like that. It can be completely unintentional, get lost, fall around, fall over, bump their head, become a bit dazed, wander off in the wrong direction, fall off a cliff. There's many things that can happen, but you try and mitigate against the worst of those. So I'm going to reiterate tonight some of the methods that I use, or my thought processes, and they are a bit militaristic, I know that, but again, it's always worth having in the back of your mind.
It was him.
Yeah, it's always worth having in the back of your mind. So you saw me plan our day out, our adventure in the car. Now, the first day we took Willow. The second day, obviously, Jason bumped up. We took Jason. Willow stayed with a friend because it was just going to be too hot for him to be in the car all day. So in planning that, a couple of guys have said to me, well, was I overthinking it for just a drive in the country? Well, probably yes, if that's all I was doing. But you have to bear in mind, for me and Kaz, if it's a drive in the country, quite often we can be driving out somewhere and we might see something like a ruin, stones, a hilltop, something where I will go, I'm going to go up and do that. Okay. And that's me parking up, taking my kit, walking up, maybe leaving Kaz in the car for an hour or so, where we've already gone through an emergency plan. So we got the backup there. And also it gives us the adaptability. And also, because Kaz isn't as mobile, if we had an issue where we broke down in the car, I've always got to think long term. And we've had it in the past where we've had cars that broken down, and it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hour wait for somebody to be able to come rescue us. So yes, have that extra food, have that water, the ability to make a brew, make ourselves comfortable, and turn that into an adventure rather than just a long, boring wait. Same thing with my first aid kit. My first aid kit in the car is quite an intensive first aid kit, and I've got my IFAC. So if I'm leaving the car, going for a wander myself, I've got my IFAC. I can sort out most problems myself.
Hello, Steve. Steve, who you met at Farmer Peace.
Hi, Steve. How you doing, mate? I hope you're having a great day. It was lovely to meet you, my friend. Absolutely wonderful. So again, if you're going out on an adventure, so if you're I know it's going to sound militaristic. So you're going on your adventure. So there's 3 initial phases. What's the goal? Okay. Take an example, walking to the top of Ben Nevis. Okay, so me and Mac, going to walk to the top of Ben Nevis. Second piece of planning, what's the route? Okay, sit down, go through the maps, do your background information, check on the routes, look at it on YouTube if necessary, see other people doing the routes. Can you feasibly do that route? Take into account your physicality, your condition, the weather, the time of year, the route. Thirdly, what is the risk? Okay, risk assessments, hate them, comes into everything. But again, what is the risk? What could feasibly go wrong? So in that, you're going to take into account things like weather conditions. So if you're going up in the winter, is there a chance of avalanche? Where are the avalanche risks? If you're going up in the spring and the autumn, fog, wind, rain, what are the risks and chances? What are you going to do if that happens? If it's the summer, okay, heat. One nobody ever thinks of. Nobody ever thinks of a nice day. People always forget about heat exhaustion, exposure to heat, sunburn and that. And if you're, taking from me for experience, if you're 10 hours from your hotel room and a cooling shower and some shade, and you suddenly go down with heat stroke, oh, that's hell. Absolute hell. So again, that's your planning. That's the initial 3 that I look at. Now, on top of that, I have to take, like I say, take into account skill set, physicality. All right, what we're good at, what can we manage, what realistically can manage. And this is, again, where a lot of people fall foul. Okay, I'm not being disrespectful or knocking anybody, but even I do it. I overestimate my ability. I forget that every year I'm a year older. I still remember what I was like when I was 20 in my head, and still think I can do a lot of things I did when I was 20. I'm not. Okay, I'm rolling up towards 60 now. So again, you have to estimate these things in. Like I say, environment, best and worst of the extremes. What is the worst that can happen there? What's the best that can happen there? Okay, always equipped for the worst case scenario. Okay, it might mean taking an extra couple of pounds, but if you're equipped for the worst case scenario and it happens, you've got it covered. And if it doesn't happen, you can enjoy your journey knowing, without that nagging thing in the back of the mind, what if you find that you don't stop panicking, that you've got to get off the hill because the weather's changing, the conditions are changing. Okay, you suddenly sit there and think, well, do excuse me coughing, got one of my nicotine pouches in, might have to just hunker down, find a shelter spot, get the shelter up, get yourselves in, make a brew, hunker it down, sit it out. And some of the best adventures I've had have actually been where that's happened, because it's gone from just being a long-winded walk and a stunning view to afterwards going, yeah, beat it. Look at that. We came through that. So sometimes that is part of the adventure to be enjoyed. Next thing, stick to your plans. Okay? Only ever change your plans if you can feasibly update with your backup. Okay? So the person you've given the information to contact the emergency services in the event that we're knocked down by so-and-so, whatever, if you can't contact that person, never change your plans, never change your route, never change what you're doing. Stick to your guns. Okay.
Good evening, Ali and Kitten Killer.
Yeah, but I will also say, when I'm planning things out, I always try and plan in alternatives. So I might say to Kaz, or planning to Kaz, look at the map, find there's an alternative track down. If the weather conditions change, we're at such and such point, we will come back down that way, okay, to this location down here. And at this point, we might go down this way. I give the alternatives because, again, in an emergency, Kaz can then get hold of the emergency services and say, this was their plan.
Hi, hiking heels.
Their plan was to do from A to B. Their emergency alternative routes were to take route so-and-so or route so-and-so. Now, you can give that information to emergency services. It narrows down a search massively, absolutely massively. But again, those alternatives, when you're up there on the hills and it suddenly goes bad, look at your alternatives, be realistic about it. Can we safely get down by that alternative route? Or again, are we better off just hunkering down where we are, setting up our shelter and sitting the night out or the day out or the conditions out. Okay. Fifth, and this is one I swear by, and I know it's going to upset a lot of people because there's some bloody good technology out there. There's some great GPS mapping gear, emergency beacons and all that. Never solely rely on technology. Always, whenever I go up, got a map and a compass. I've got it as a backup. Okay. Always. Technology can fail. It can break down. Batteries go flat. Things short out. Things go wrong. Okay. Map and a compass. As long as you can keep it dry, or you've got it fabloned or whatever, whatever way you want to treat it. Yeah, it will always get you off the hills. Okay. It will always give you an alternative. And you also have the skill set to use it. If you're, and don't be embarrassed if you're not a map reader. 90% of people I meet have no idea about reading a map. Okay, other than like maybe your A to Z for getting around the city or whatever. Learn to read it. Find somebody who can teach you how to read a map. If need be, there, and I'm not going to knock it, but there's some bloody good map reading lessons on YouTube. But learn to do it, practice it, become confident with it, because it's a real game changer and an absolute lifesaver. Alongside that, med kits. And I know I'm always harping on about it, and people get really humpy about it, and I get regular comments going, "Oh, where's your please, medic?" Yeah, first aid kit, first aid training. Okay.
People will say, "Oh, I never carry a first aid kit." Why?
Yeah. I'm always getting it. Always getting comments. "Oh, you old woman, why are you always banging on about first aid kits? I've walked on the hills for 40 years and I've never harmed myself." Now, right? How many people? Yeah, I'm not going to bang on too much. Have an IFAC with you. Have a first aid kit with you. Make sure everybody in your group's got a first aid kit. If you're not first aid trained, make sure somebody is. And I will say to you again, sign up as soon as you can with St John's Ambulance Brigade, Red Cross. Speak to these people. Do a course. Okay. It is so worth having. And if you speak to them and say to them, it's not like the accident at work, first aid, put them in a recovery, put a plaster on, there. No, tell them what you do. Tell them what you're planning on doing and ask if you could have some basic training to cover that for you. If need be, attend a couple of their meetings. Okay. St John's Ambulance Brigade normally meet once a week. Attend a couple of their meetings, explain to them what you're doing and ask if you could have some training. All they're going to ask from you in return is probably a donation. Okay, helps them keep going, but it is so worth having. I get people saying to me, I'd rather have the latest Gucci jacket or the latest Gucci tent because that will save my life. Yes, it will. Great bit of kit, but first aid, yeah, it's what it says first. Have those skills basically first right from the beginning. My IFAC is as important to me when I'm out and about as my knife, as my firelighting skills, as my shelter kit. Okay, those four items probably go at the top of my pack, if not in a physical way, in a mental way. Okay, once equipped with those, I can move forward. So that's me banging on about being out, because again, seeing something like that is always so sad. That is a horror. That is somebody who's lost their life. It's a terrible, terrible thing, and my heart goes out to their family and friends. It really does.
Yeah, that's right, Ali. Half of the medic kit you don't need it. You don't need that. You just need the basics.
No, you don't need a massive one. Basic one. If you can control bleeding, that's really. In 90% of cases, realistically, that's all you're going to be able to do is control bleeding. But if you can control the bleeding you'll beat them. You'll beat it. And again, my thoughts, prayers, best wishes go out to the 40 volunteers that hit the hills, okay, that put their lives on the line to find that person, and their families, who may well have sat there through a very dark, cold, wet, windy, miserable night, worrying about their loved ones.
It's that pretty bad up there at the minute, isn't it?
So again, that's where I go and what I think about there. On a jollier point, Did anybody get to see the Northern Lights? We did. We did. Yeah. Yeah, we had the Northern Lights over here. Friday night, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Friday night, Saturday morning, about 12:30 at night. I went to go to bed, or me and Kaz went to go to bed. We watched a movie. We were like, right, let's hit the sack. I went out to lock the gate at the end of the garden, let little dog have his wee, and I walked out there, bimbled down, looked up, and went.
Well, you should, if you got a clear sky tonight, there's another chance of you seeing.
Yeah, there's another chance of seeing it tonight. Now, here's a tip for you. If you think, right, if it's
first time, it's amazing.
Yeah, Northern Lights, okay, so you're looking at quite often light frequencies that won't get picked up by the human eye unless it's super intense. But what you can do, you can scan the sky. Now, set your phone on normal camera mode, okay, and just scan the sky. And if you start to see purples, greens, yellows, and that, because your camera will actually pick it out better than your eye. So that evening, it was very bright. And I walked outside, let little dog out, looked up and went, sky's purple. That's a bit odd. And then as I looked towards the horizon, looking north, I was like, oh, and there's a hint of green. Got the camera phone out and it went, ooh, really, really bright on that. So again, you can use your camera phone to spot it. If you look up tonight and you see a haze in the sky and it just looks like a super high level, light cloudy haze, go to your camera setting, have a look through that.
We were lucky when we saw it in the sky. We didn't need to have camera. It was,
that was intense,
very bright. But I've got some pictures.
It certainly does, Ali.
And it took me a while for my eyes to focus because we were surrounded by houses and street lights.
Yeah, well, that's it, Benny. Benny, I'm in the middle of a major town, so yeah, we're surrounded by lighting here ourselves. So, but sometimes it's like that. It's a bit of luck. Hey Dan, how you doing? Okay. It was
well.
We've
pretty. Actually got we're watching the Northern Lights from the back garden down.
Yeah, we had it in the back garden.
The other Friday
night. Absolutely astounding. Dog Dad, evening, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything's going good for you.
Slaying monsters and winning battles. Good.
Yeah. Do you know what? That ought to be the family motto, really, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
The Mitchell family motto: slaying monsters and winning battles, making the enemy's women cry. Or sigh. Yeah.
What about your new car you got? What about it?
Yeah, Benny, how is the new car? The Wagon de Passion. Oh,
but did you die?
No. Bloody nearly got run over by a cow, though.
Yeah, they got pretty close, didn't they? They're flying cows past you.
I think Farmer P was quite relieved when I didn't volunteer to give my ticket to a small kid, because around that side, the cattle that he's got round there were going to be the ones that were going to be flying. Yeah, they were
big mums. And,
so I think he was a bit relieved that it was somebody who knew a bit about cattle that won it, because obviously, as a farmer...
I get to see biscuits. Well, I love biscuits.
Yeah.
No high heels, no. We just smelt him the whole way home.
I'm waiting to see what Benny's got to say. He's like, oh, Mick, you know my new car that I got, and it ... And I'm like, oh, no, Benny, tell me it's all good. Oh, no. Oh, Benny. Oh, mate. Oh, I'm gutted. It's one thing after another, isn't it, mate? One thing after another. It's like myself. This week, I have plans this week. I've got a busy week. I had plans. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this, and this. And it didn't come to fruition. It was a bit of a pain in the arse. In actual fact, whilst we're here, and I know Dan's listening in, Dan, give me and your mum a ring tomorrow if you've got a chance. I've got a little bit of family news for you concerning my mum. Just like to update you on that. But other than that, no panics, all right? No panics, all good. Yeah, passing messages to my sons like that. Yeah, clutches, pain in the arse. Yeah, I bet you are, Benny. Benny, I don't know if you ever saw 40 Towers when John Cleese went out and beat his car to death with a rose bush. Yeah, I bet it was like that. But the only way to look at it, Benny, is you get a new clutch in it, you know that's something that's going to be fine for years. Not going to have to worry about that. They're pain in the arse motors. But again, what can you do? Modern technology, modern vehicles, it's a bit of a pain. So this week, I had plans
Steve,
this week.
what was your Facebook picture? Me's when I was very much younger.
Was that the one in your 90s? You were swimming, Cosy?
No. It was the one of the bikes.
Oh, with the bikes. Oh yeah,
biker stuff on.
Yeah. So yeah, I had this plan. I was going to do this, that, and the other, and you know what? It just went to pot. I just couldn't get my head around it. You know, you sort of sit there and you got this mental image, right? I'm going to go out and I'm going to do this. When I actually stood in here trying to put the kit together to go and do it, it just went like that. And then before I knew it, that day's gone. And then I'm into the next day, and it's like, oh, blimey, you know. But again, sometimes that's just life. That's the way it treats you. Yeah, you just get up, brush yourself down, move on with it. And then before I knew it, it was Friday, which was Caroline and me going out to Wiltshire, having a drive around Wiltshire with Willow. And then it was Saturday, and that was go let the farm, the cattle out. Today I sat and edited that video down from me waffling loads and loads and loads of useless information about cattle and that. Got that uploaded for you. And then that led us here. Here we are. Don't the weeks whiz by. All right. So where are we now? Yeah.
Yeah, that's my profile picture, Steve. A very much younger 18-year-old Kaz. Oops. Alton Towers.
Alton Towers, yeah.
1984.
84. Yeah, Ali, that's sometimes a bit of the battle, especially if you're somebody like me who's suffering a little bit. Yeah, it can be a bit of a. I try and stay as motivated as possible, and in my hearts and my mind, I know I have to go and do things, get up and do things, and push forward. But just sometimes it's a bit of a struggle. Yeah, and it just comes with age. It's just life, age, what it throws at you. But you do it. You get up. Next week's next week. I get on with it, and that's one of the things I love about you guys and the support I get from the channel. I've never had anybody turn around. Oh, Mick, where's the damn video this week? Well, I have actually had one. That's like, Mick, where's the damn video this week? For everybody sort of understands that's life, isn't it? My gutter this week, the one that I was upset about was normally on Saturday morning I joined Derek from Hang Tough. He does a live stream normally about 6 o'clock on a Saturday morning, which is, I believe, about 2 o'clock in the morning for him in Oregon. So I normally join him along with Sticks and some of the other guys for his live stream then. But unfortunately, this Saturday I was driving down to Gloucestershire, and it was only once I was on the way that I suddenly thought, hang on, I didn't even message Derek to let him know why I've not doing that. Well, unfortunately, I was on the M4 at the time. There is nowhere to pull over on the M4 on that stretch and send a quick message. So it was a bit of a pain. And then by the time we got into the back end of Gloucestershire, it had gone completely from my head.
Sticks.
Likewise with poor Sticks, Owen and Derek. At the moment, I'm supposed to be working with them to help with the one night survival. But it just seems to me at the moment, my computer keeps playing me up. Technology I'm not particularly good at. And every time I sit here and I go, right, I'm going to do this, either something comes up or I need to do something, or, it just completely, runs away with me, which is a bit of a pain, especially for those guys, because they're putting so much work into it. So yeah, it's one of those, isn't it? So yeah, it's what can you do? So Sticks, well done for all your work this week, mate. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Hope Owen's had a good holiday, and I'm hoping on his flight home tonight he gets a good view of the Northern Lights. That would be absolutely smashing for him. But yeah, Sticks has been this whole One Night Survival channel, guys. That is down to Owen, Sticks, and D, not me. Yeah, I'm just like the model face for the channel. I'm I'm like the good looking one, and they're like all the hard work that's actually done in the background.
That's probably what.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll do. Kiwi, it's just getting a bit slow, mate. I've sat there today. I went into defragged it. Cleared off all the information, cleared out all my downloads from videos that I've done over the last month, literally just cleaned as much memory out as possible, binned it off, put stuff on my external disk, and that sped it up a little bit. But that seems to be getting to be a more common thing. And I think one of the problems is I use Clipchamp.
I found you, Steve. Yeah.
I use Clipchamp for my editing suite. But that's an online editor. And the problem with that is just literally every time you go to use it, it's another update, or it's another this, or it's another that, or whatever. And like I said to you when we were having our conversation, that what I'm going to do with the next computer is actually buy an editing suite on a disc.
Evening, Jason. Haven't seen you for
not just going to screw me onto an online setup where I can literally, even if it just stays static, I've got the basics that I need there to do the basic editing, make a good video and upload it. Because the problem for me, I have no idea, bits and bytes and technology, it's, gone. I can do semaphore, okay, not a problem. And I can even be known to send a smoke signal. But the computer to me is well, there's, as far as I'm concerned, if I open up the back of it, there is actually a little imp sat in there, and he's doing all the magic. It's just beyond me. So, bit of a Luddite, really. In fact, yeah, I'm very much a Luddite.
You're spitting your food out everywhere, Jason. Remember, you are the cleaner. You haven't got any help. You haven't got a house elf.
Sorry, Jace. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, he needs a hot.
Yeah, it's time to hire a new imp. Yeah, basically. So yeah, that's it. I mean, bear in mind that this computer was a gaming computer. It's got 110 gig drive in it, so it's not that powerful. Clipchamp, using that uses up sort of like 40-50 gig. Once I've got 2 or 3 videos on there, so it just slows it right down. It starts to stall out. It's background applications on there. That's 30 gig gone straight away. So it just struggles. It's just it's not what it was meant for. The guy that I got it from did me a real favour, because the one I had before, that was even slower. In actual fact, you had to put coal on it to get it to go.
And I couldn't use my computer downstairs when you were using up here, because it mucked the both of them up.
Yeah, it was a pain in the arse. But yeah, you're right, John. These computer things will never catch on. You know, what's wrong with a pad and a pen and a bit of first class airmail? Yeah.
So, Son, have you moved in okay?
That's the problem, Kiwi. It's just, and again, I got stuff running in the background, but I have no idea what it is. I go through there and I'm like, do I bin that off? Do I bin that off? And I don't know, because I don't know. You know, the bit that throws me when you suddenly get a warning going, if you remove this, you may knock out such and such. And I'm like, well, I don't even know what that is. So that's the difficulty for me. Give me an AK-47, I'll strip it, clean it, maintain it, not a problem. In fact, give me any weapon system, I can pretty much go to it, strip it, clean it, field clean it, fire it.
I know.
Not an issue.
Pens. What's wrong with a feather?
But computers, not my cup of tea. Give me a piece of metal, give me a forge, give me a burner, be it coal, be it gas, give me a hammer, give me a big bit of steel to bash things on. Yeah, I'll make it. Give me a welder, arc welder, oxyacetylene, MIG. Not a problem. Computer, not my cup of tea. I mean, let's face it, that's the way you have to think of me. Blacksmith. Okay? I take a piece of metal, I heat it till it is literally almost liquid. Then I beat the crap out of it till it's the shape that I want it to be. It's brutal, but it works. Yeah, well, that I tend to stick with that, dog dad, and that was something my father beat into me as a kid. You know, like with cars, when you got your first motorbike at the age of 12, 13, and the first thing you did was start taking it apart and playing with it because you could make it better. And I can remember the old man sort of clipped me around the ear roll for about the fourth time after dismantling an engine and going, look, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Leave it alone. If it's going, don't touch it. And I've had that mentality in my entire life with nearly all my kit, which has been, if it's working and it's doing the job, don't change it. Okay? Don't touch what you don't understand as well.
No.
It's yeah.
What Windows?
I'm running Windows 10. Yeah, I'm running Windows 10, mate.
I don't know how little. Oh, he's down there. I don't know if Willow's going to say hello today.
You posh types with your pens.
That's what I said. Yeah, feathers. That's what we need. We need a good old quill.
Good old pencil. What's wrong with a pencil? Oh, mate, I've done that a few times. Take something apart to fix it. Yeah. I think, again, the internet isn't your best friend there, is it? How many times you sat there and something's broken and you've gone, I don't know. And you have a look and it's like, yeah. So you usually got some guy there with all the tech equipment behind him going, oh, it's a dead easy thing to fix this. All you need to do is this, this, and this. You look at it and you go, yeah, that don't look too hard. I reckon I can do that. And so you do it. You fix it, you put it all back together, and then you sat there with that one screw, and you're like, is this one important? And I've got a drawer full of single odd screws.
So does hoarding, love.
Yeah, it is hoarding, yeah. Well, put it this way, yeah, in the event that somebody needs an emergency screw.
Yeah, child stick. Yeah, he's portionate pencils. Flipping feather.
Or I'm putting it back together. Yeah, I don't know how many other people in this world are guilty of that. You know, you put something back together and you can't find that last screw, and you're like,
well, I don't need that manual.
Bit of insulation tape around the back of that. That'll hold it shut. Insulation tape fixes absolutely everything. Or, in the event that you really have to, just go for a slightly larger self-tapper. Wind that bugger in there. That'll hold it. Yeah, online cake recipes. I've done a few of those. Although I will say this week, I finally cracked it. I finally made a decent shortbread tonight.
Yes.
I actually got my shortbread didn't turn out like a cookie, and it didn't turn out like a crisp biscuit.
You like yours right. Really crispy. I like mine softish.
Yeah.
Not. That's naughty. Yeah, you're right, Peter.
Yeah, killer. Yeah, man after my own heart.
Yeah, duct tape does fix everything.
Yeah. I've been known to do that with recruits when they were putting weapons back together, and I'd have a spare firing pin, and I'd just drop it in their berry. Just that old. Oh, blimey, what's that? As they look up, just drop it in. Come wandering back a couple of minutes later and go, hey, is that your firing pin? You put that weapon back together. Are you sure you put the firing pin in there? And you see it going through their head. Bit cruel, really, but you got to do it.
What I had yesterday, I had a blackberry blondie piece of cake.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, Farmer
Well,
Pete's
Farmer
daughter.
Pete's daughter made these sausage rolls, and they're like that, but it was nearly all sausage meat. I don't like too much pastry. You know, it's a sausage roll, not a pastry sausage, isn't it?
Getting going. That's when it comes back to bite you on the arse, isn't it? It's when you go walking back through. Do you have any difficulty with that? No, we're back together for lovely.
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, bugger. I hope it wasn't an important pump, bilge pump or something like that. Oh dear. I've done it a couple of times. I mean, the only thing mechanically I used to tinker with was the motorbikes, and I wouldn't say I'm a top quality mechanic, but I do the basics and change a clutch or maybe sort of rebuild a carburetor or an injector unit, fuel pumps, things like that. And it was mainly one out, one ins. But yeah, I got quite nifty at modifying things and adapting bits and pieces.
Spring rolls, I like spring rolls.
Well,
Especially chicken
you love
ones.
A spring roll, didn't you?
Yeah, chicken spring rolls are nice.
Yeah, all right. So that's the question tonight. Food question tonight. What's your favourite Chinese, or what's your favourite Asian dish? Your Asian meals. What are we all
Onion
into?
barges. I love onion barges. Yeah. And chicken tikka samosas.
Yeah.
I get them from Morrison's. I like them cold. Yeah. I'm a bit funny. I can eat a sausage roll cold, but quiche and pies have to be hot. I just can't eat cold meat like that. It's
Kiwis rebuilt 3 engines. Excellent, mate. Sweet and sour for dirty faces. Prawn balls for Lee Michael.
Oh, I like chicken balls.
I like a good chow mein or a biryani. That's I'm not a hot person. I can't do a hot. It blows me apart.
I don't want a booner.
Yeah. Well, the problem for me is my problems. It makes it a bit awkward for me. A bit uncomfortable there. But sesame chicken, like that.
What's everyone's favourite roast joint? Because some people, you get
Mongolian beef, BJ, leave you there. Chicken tikka masala,
I like chicken masala.
Yeah, good biryani. Yeah. Dirty
beef.
Faces is beef.
No, I do like lamb as long as it's not too fatty.
Yeah. Kiwis, beef, lamb, and chicken.
Yeah. A roast on a roast on a roast on a roast rather than a bird inside a bird. That's wrong.
Pork or gammon. Stealth can't stand beef.
Yeah.
Go and fish curry. Good fish curry, yeah. With a crackling, Lee. I will walk a million miles for a good bit of crackling. It's my sons unfortunately used to lose out in this house. Being dad and one that carves it, I could normally demolish most of the crackling before it went on the table. You can't. Good pork roast, or I do love lamb. I say lamb, mutton. I am a big mutton fan. You can't find it hard to find mutton these days unless you got the.
And we only get leg of lamb when it's on special because it's.
Dirty Faces is the same as you. Mint sauce on every roast.
Hey.
Philistines.
Yeah. It's got to be on chicken, roast venison. It's got to be on beef. Yeah, chicken, gammon.
No, not me. No. No. Mint sauce. Mint sauce goes on ice cream.
Yeah, I don't like mint jelly.
Yeah.
I don't like the mint jelly. I think it's
Cranberry sauce.
No.
Yeah, so I like cranberry sauce.
Tartar sauce. Do you?
I like tartar sauce.
I don't like apple sauce. I don't like fruit with
Do you know
meat.
what? The one I've never been able to get my head around. I've never liked ever. Bread sauce.
Yeah.
What the fuck is bread sauce? It's not sauce. It's not bloody bread.
Yeah. No jelly. It's wrong. I can be quite a snob as well. It has to be really cold ones.
Cheese sauce. Yeah, can't go wrong with the cheese sauce. Good cheese sauce with a dollop of English mustard in it. Ooh. Baked beans and everything, Martin.
Yeah.
Especially campfire. Especially if you know a guy called Goosey. Oh, yeah. I know Martin's chuckling now. Horseradish, yeah, can't go wrong with a bit of horseradish.
No, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I remember all those Harry Potter. You know, you're the little jelly beans, and you don't look at the box. You sort of it's potluck and horseradish. Oh.
Yeah, brown sauce.
Yes.
Got to have a bit of brown sauce and bacon. Oh, nothing wrong with that.
The other day, I went, oh no, I didn't have any mint sauce, did I?
No.
So I went shopping last week. I've got to get mint sauce, and I've got to get some HP. And I bought them home, and I hadn't realised that I'd already bought them, so I've got 2 of each now.
Oh, excellent. Oh, you're a lucky man. Wasabi.
You like crispy duck, don't you?
Wasabi. I mean, for us to get proper wasabi in the UK is quite rare because it's normally we end up with a horseradish.
We know John likes his HP.
We do like a bit of bite. Do like a little bit of
pie mash and beans, sausage and meat, beans.
Good pie.
Yeah, big pucker pie with beans.
Good pie. Now, does anybody eat their pie properly? I'll turn your pie upside down and eat it from the base.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's a proper way of eating a pie.
No. No, because you take the top off and it's like a little bowl.
No, but you're left with that top. That's the idea. So you end up with the crusty top at the end of it. You pick that up. You can eat that like a meaty top biscuit. It's lovely. Okay, the way the pie's upside down, you eat it from the base down. The pie then ends up as a nice dish, which means your gravy doesn't end up absolutely everywhere.
Welcome back, Cat.
You don't end up chasing it, and then you're just left with that. Yeah, that's how I do it. Yeah.
Beans on toast. God, that's a staple here, isn't it?
Yeah. Good old-fashioned beans on toast. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, you want something quick and filling. Beans on toast.
Yeah, beans on toast, bit of cheese grated on top, or a sprinkle of curry powder, just as you're finishing the beans off, if you like it, with a little bit of spice. A little bit of Worcestershire sauce in there. That gives it a nice little bite. A little bit of brown. Funny enough, John, next time we send some out to you, baked beans, just before they're finished, just a tablespoon of brown sauce stirred through it. Mate, just changes it all together. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, Welsh rarebit.
Yeah.
Hello, Gary. Yeah. Oh, well done.
Excellent, Gary. Well done, mate. Awesome.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy. They're a bit like biscuits. A bit like our scones.
Yeah, they're a bit like savoury scone, isn't it? And and your famous white gravy that everybody in Britain goes, what the hell? Tried it, liked it. Okay. Yeah, no, biscuits and gravy, I get it, I understand it. Okay. To the average Brit, it's a bit what the fuck, but yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's good scoff. It'll keep you going.
Evening Bob 67.
Evening Bob. Yeah. Horseradish and mustard, yeah.
Oh, well, they look like scones to us.
We just offended 90%
Sorry.
of America. You realise that, don't you?
Oh, apple pie and cousin. See, he doesn't really like apple pie.
No, I'm not an apple pie
And
fan.
he hates rhubarb.
Loathe rhubarb. The
But
devil
I like
created rhubarb.
rhubarb crumble, rhubarb pie, cherry pie, apple pie.
Don't mind cherry pie. I don't mind. Yeah, it's just. I'm not a big fruit pie fan. That's all it is. Rich tea and bisto. Yeah.
Oh, me. I'm from Cranley.
Yeah. Kaz's Cranley going on from
between Cranley and Horsham.
I spent my formative years at a little place called Merrow, just outside Guildford. It's exactly 12 miles from Cranley. Crumbles. Now, there's another thing, isn't there?
I always put a bit of porridge oats in my crumble mix.
Yeah.
Because it makes it a bit crispier. And a bit of sugar, flour.
Yeah.
My granny used to do a recipe. I couldn't with rhubarb. I can't use if I don't do it with rhubarb, do it with something else. But you get suet milk, you bake it into a batter and pour as much fruit as you can take it, and then you just bake it. Oh, it's nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. It comes out like a for those of us that are British that can remember it, a suet pudding, but a fruity suet pudding, absolutely delicious, and you got the moisture from the fruit. Well, the first time Kaz told me about it, I was like, really? But no, absolutely stunning. It's just American biscuits, a bit like a bannock in a way. Simple food. And isn't that really the secret to
never thought about that, Gary. Yeah.
A secret to a lot of these things we talk about. It's the simple foods. I've never seen anybody here sort of saying, "Oh, let's have the tartard fart of the Blue Ridge fucking Alpino
with
penguin
budgie bonbons
served on budgie bonbons with a squirt of lobster's armpit juice." It's just never seen that.
A plate of food is a plate of food. It's not a lettuce leaf and a 50p shaped piece of beef. There you go.
Yeah. Did a contract years ago for one of the big oil companies, and it was quite a tasty contract job. Very short-term job, but it was a team of us involved on it, and we're all very much like me, sort of burly lads.
I like blue cheese
at the time, with the ability to travel long distances, carrying lots of equipment, and do the job that was required. So we've done that, and we came back, got well enough paid for it, and
you're burning your sausage, Benny.
We're invited to their head office in London for a congratulatory drink, meal, and thank you. Okay, so they took the team out for this meal at this restaurant, various CEOs and heads of departments and the rest of it. And we went into this lavish place, absolutely astounding. And all the team had sort of said beforehand, "I'm starving, don't eat anything, go to this place, and it's going to be like 5-6 courses." Yeah, went in there. First course comes out, there's a plate about this big, and it is literally like a leaf with half a grape and this purple sauce. And I just looked at it and I thought, pretty decoration. Waiting for them to bring out the slab of beef. Didn't come. The next course, and we had all 5 courses. I could probably fit on one normal sized dinner plate, and they sort of finished the meal, and it cost them a lot of money, obviously, because this place was very, very exclusive. In fact, there were people looking at us going like, "Who the hell are they?" And we sort of finished the meal.
Yeah, I suppose we have.
Cool.
That's right.
They had a few speeches and all the rest of it, and the big wigs got up, shook our hands, and left. And one of their managers who contracted us and turned around afterwards, he just shook our hands. He goes, "Right, boys, should we go for pie mash and a Guinness?" And I was down the road about a mile into a pub, big plate of pie mash, peas, and a Guinness, and that was the best meal we'd had for weeks.
Yeah, John was saying, because over in America they have crisps and chips.
Yeah.
But our chips are like hot.
Yeah.
We've got chips and crisps. It's a whole it's a whole English thing. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it does, doesn't it? It's the differences are minor, but they're also worlds apart. It's like phrases. The amount of my American friends that when I've turned around to them, we're talking about food and that, and I've turned around and said, "I'll tell you what, tomorrow I'll knock us up a faggot," and they look a bit panicked, like, "Oh, what?" You know, and then you have to explain to them it's a traditional British meat dish. You know, it's
pies over there. Like John was saying, it's sweet.
Yeah.
But we have all sorts of. We have bacon pies. We have
Yeah. Well, yesterday I had a chicken leek and bacon pie.
From
and
Holly's
that was
kitchen.
a cold, hot water crust pie. It was quite a deep one. Bloody stunning! That was stunning. Oh, that went down well. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. So it's we have worlds of differences, don't we? Chips and crisps. So yeah, it causes confusion. I mean, French fries. To me, a French fry is a skinny chip. You know.
Yeah.
It's just.
I don't. Yeah, but haven't they got those Fray Bentos pies in the tins? Haven't they got bloody expensive? You used to get them for a quid, and yeah.
That's Doctor lube shops. Now that's a whole different connotation in the UK. So you walk past, I see Anne Summers lube shop. Cheese roll, slab of fruit cake, and a hot cup of tea.
I like that. Yeah.
That's a good old fashioned English tea. Yeah. Oh, and you'll find one of the best fish and chips I've ever had is abroad.
Mm.
You know, it's
the worst chips I've ever had was in Boulogne in France.
Yeah.
They were weird.
Benny says they do all day breakfast on them now, Kaz. But they're disgusting.
Oh, yeah.
Fray Bentos pie.
Good evening, Timmy.
Good evening, Timmy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you got peas and mash.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with a bit of peas and mash. Beans and mash is another one.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I can remember years ago just literally knocking up some mashed potato, pouring some beans on the top, a bit of grated cheese on the top of that. That was
cottage pie, which is minced beef in gravy, and then we have potato on top, and you put it in the oven, and so you end up with a crispy top to it. Yeah. Some people like to put cheese,
but never to be mistaken for a shepherd's pie, which is minced lamb, isn't it?
So, in New Zealand, we have a potato top pie. It's a mince pie with mash and cheese lid. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, that's it. In New Zealand, I mean, pies are a big thing in New Zealand. A lot of people, gone about how popular pies are in the UK. Pies are very, very old-fashioned dish in the UK. When you think about it, it goes back a long way. But in New Zealand, pies,
Benny was saying about the fish and parsley sauce. I bought some the other day, and I swear that I'm trying to think.
It was tiny,
wasn't
it?
It was only about the same size as that battery, the fish that was in the sauce.
Yeah, it was tiny.
Yeah, corned beef.
Evening, Mac. You've had a bit of a kip. Good, mate. How are you feeling now?
Mac.
Hopefully you're feeling a bit better.
I got burnt, Mac.
Yeah, Kaz got singed. Pounders, yeah.
I remember I'm going to someone's house, and their mum had made cottage pie, and that had baked beans in it.
Yeah.
They had the mince with baked beans and gravy and mash on the top.
But it was simple food, wasn't it? It was simple food was always the best food. I mean, when you were a kid, I would never eat them now, but fish fingers. I used to love fish fingers as a kid, but the only way I could eat a fish finger sandwich now is if you forced me to, because Yeah, it just doesn't appeal.
No, don't try. I don't even remember when I was a kid. We used to get these little pork things, pig shaped, and we used to get little fishies as well. We used to get, yeah.
No, but you were from Crownley, it was posh over there.
I looked up for a cheap freezer shop, but I think Hortons, I think it was.
Yeah. Oh, that's like, talk about freezer shops. Martin knows all about freezer shops. I remember even Glenn were at B-Jam. Yeah, B-Jam, if you remember a B-Jam. Okay, it was the first thing everybody went home last year. Too right. Yeah. Yeah, what used to be one off is now readily available all the time. I've gone off them. I can't do a fish finger sandwich anymore. Don't know what it is. Just don't like it as much as
I like a fried onion sandwich.
Yeah. BJ, baked beans with hamburger meat mixed together is awesome. Yeah, I can see that. Fish sticks. John Kennedy's on about. He's working on a UK to USA translator. All right, there we can work on that, mate. Rissoles. Hey! Yeah, nothing wrong with the rissole. Benny, cheers, brother. You enjoy your can, mate. You deserve it. All right.
Yeah, rissoles. You don't see rissoles anymore, do you? No. You see pork ones sometimes in Lidl's when they're doing their Dutch promotion, don't you? You see it then.
Yeah. It's
yeah, fish sticks are cold. Fish fingers are a finger of cod in biscuit crumb or crumb or breadcrumb or batter.
Yeah.
Fish sticks are
pink, fish sticks here is like a processed fish. Well, it's like the old crab sticks, wasn't it?
I like fish cake
they
sandwiches
didn't have an ounce of crab in
with
them.
a bit of brown sauce.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That couldn't go. There wasn't an ounce of crab in them, was there? But I used to love them as a kid. Oh, roll mop herrings. Do love a roll mop herring. Oh, dear.
Now we're going to go back up to Bradley Farm again, aren't we?
Steve, not at the moment. I'm going to be popping back down with Jason Kaz in next 3 or 4 weeks. We'll pop that. We're going to go down and see him.
But you go to his channel.
His channel uploads every single day of the week, and he just does a daily update from the farm.
He loves them as well.
The story behind it was actually quite sweet. It's a farmer's pea. His mum became quite ill and was put into a hospice. And so that she got to see what was happening on the farm on a daily basis, he started his channel, started uploading on a daily basis.
So she knew what was going on the farm.
So she knew what was going on the farm. She saw a daily update, and he would just literally go around and do his day-to-day things. He had no intention of it becoming a big thing or anything like that. But again, people like myself that grew up around agriculture and farming, we watch it, and it sort of takes us back. It reminds us it's a daily job, whether it's mucking the animals out, cleaning the animals out, putting feed out from the haymaking and that. You know, that time of year now where you're looking at grass and just fingers crossed for the first cut, hoping it'll get away. So it's that link back, and he is an absolutely awesome guy. There's no arrogance to him, there's no pomposity. It is literally, this is me, this is my little farm, this is what I do on a daily basis, and he keeps it pretty real, and I find it quite relaxing. It's therapeutic to me to watch. And I went down, we met the guy, and he is exactly as he comes across on his channel. I mean, we got there, we were some of the first there. I walked straight up, introduced myself, shook his hand, and said to him, is it okay if I film a bit of this for my channel? I know you're going to be uploading it for yours. I'll wait until you've done your upload. And he went, no, mate, he said, we'll creators, you crack on, do what you want to do, not a problem. You film. He said, my attitude to it is, share.
I should have taken pictures of the food, but we ate it.
Yeah, and that was it. So absolutely brilliant. Although he's going to have drone footage on his channel of his cow release probably in the next week or so.
Yeah, it's usually he's about
a few days behind,
4 or 5 days behind at the moment.
But he was absolutely fantastic.
The biscuit
guy.
Was so cute.
Yeah, fantastic guy. His family, brilliant. Real genuine. Exactly what you see on their channels, what you get. And I think that's what appeals to me with him. It's the same as myself. There's no pretense. I don't come on here going, oh, I'm this and I'm that and all the rest of it. I try and come on here and go, look, this is what I've learned.
He says on his channel, he's got to muck out again and feed them. Yeah. And he goes, you don't want to see that all the time, but that is a farmer's life. Every few days you're doing the same job over and over again. And he tries to give you new stuff.
Yes, the bum scratching video.
Yeah, Mary, that's Mary. She loves a bum scratch.
And I think that's the thing for me as well, because spending a lot of my childhood around cattle and that, I've always, people think I'm daft and I say I've got a real soft spot for cows and cattle. I do. They're very gentle animals. I mean, don't get me wrong. You don't turn your back on them. You don't trust them. But
yeah, I think it is. He's got a little white
I love the animals.
Jack Russell called Biscuit.
Yeah.
And it's
Farmer PTV.
Yeah.
That's it, BJ.
It's really good. Yeah. He's got several dogs. He shoots.
Yeah.
Because he gets deer on his land.
Yeah,
and
it's just his day-to-day running his little farm. It's not a huge farm. He's got a small farm there. And he tells it like it is, the day-to-day struggles for a small farmer in the UK. Luckily for him, he's also got a true surgery business. So sometimes he goes out and he does a bit on that. But it's nice. It's that contact back with the land. It's not pretentious. It's not arrogant. It's just genuinely.
One thing we did have a smile at yesterday was the fact that when the cows were let out, as you see down the field, there's like a strip that has been cut. Well, he's got a footpath through his farm that walkers can access. And when the cows came back up walking, they were walking, leaving messages all up the path, because the trouble he has is dog walkers seem to think because there's a footpath, they can walk over the whole of his field, which they're not supposed to do. But,
not a problem, Lee. Sticks. Yeah, not missed anything, mate. It's my usual Sunday night waffling.
We met Crumble, it's a terrier cross. And it was really nice.
Yeah, it was a good day.
Yeah, he got absolutely plastered because, as you can see, when the second lot went out, they were really flying and pooping.
John, mate, shame not over there. I'd have grabbed the chainsaw and jumped on it for you, mate. It's one of the things I regularly get grabbed for. Is like, it's quite funny. I sort of have a natural with a chainsaw. Yeah, Kiwi,
because
you're right.
They're Dexters are a small breed.
Yeah,
but they're
not big, but they right. So there's this thing that small breeds are aggressive. Now you tend to find that in a lot of animals. So you find some of the smaller Scottish breeds can be quite feisty. Okay, some of the lower land breeds like the Dexters and that, the smaller breeds, they can be quite feisty. Okay, they have to be. They're smaller breeds. They tend to be a little bit more sort of.
He's like, I don't want to go out.
Take no nonsense. And yet the funny thing is, you find that the bigger breeds, the limousines, Chevrolet, and things like that, tend to be that little bit more sort of calm. Same thing with horses. You can find that some of the smaller breeds, like a Shetland, I was always taught, don't ever turn your back or trust a Shetland because it will kick you. Yet you then go to something like a Shire or a Cob, and they're big, gentle.
Well, he had
working horses.
We watched it,
but again, don't trust them.
We watched Farmer Pete's Night, and he's got a calf that he found all covered in poop, and he thinks it either been where the cows are bulling. He's not got knocked over or possibly kicked in the head, and so he's got one that's possibly got head trauma, or it's suffering from a lack of thiamine, isn't it?
Yeah, BJ, so, that little calf, he didn't want to go out, and it was quite funny because he ran back. You see him come back to that clump of stinging nettles, and he actually went into the stinging nettles and literally hid in there for about 5 minutes until he realised he wanted his mum, and then he wandered back down. But yeah, it's you give them a couple of hours out there, they're happy. They're, you know, you saw when they went out, you know, they're leaping about, bouncing around. And there's
only one cow that's actually got a name, and her name's Mary. She's the one that likes her butt being scratched and her head. And she's got a calf, and that's what he's named as well, as Alice.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Alice and Mary.
Yeah,
he doesn't normally name.
His cattle go for beef, okay? And that's what he is. He's a beef farmer. So small scale beef farmer. But as you said, every now and again in life, you come across a character that is just too close to you. So he's decided that one Mary, she will live out her days on the farm naturally till the end of her days.
So he's just had TB testing.
Sticks, I'm not saying anything.
The lot before, when he had TB testing, when obviously, unfortunately, the first one tested was his bull, and his bull was positive.
Yeah.
You know, we're all sort of thinking, oh God, not with Patrick, not Mary as well. You know, so no. So you got summoned, did you?
Yeah. So and again, you know, that's the ups and downs of farm life, isn't it? It's doesn't always go well. The best in the world, the best efforts that you can make, you can absolutely try as hard as you can. You recently had a calf he was trying to save, and it just went downhill. And no matter how hard he fought for that animal, it wasn't destined to make it.
Yeah.
And you know,
unfortunately, he lost 3 calves in the last couple of weeks, and that was down to a bug.
Yeah.
And we were quite shocked at some people yesterday bringing their dogs with them.
Yeah.
Because, you know, if your dog goes through a field and it picks up a germ and you take it to someone's farm, the likelihood is you
that's what I think happened there when it was the coxalosis. Again, it's one of those things. It's I'm somebody that loves people to get out and enjoy this countryside, and I've got no issue with people getting the most out of it and travelling around and that. But I grew up within agriculture, and at the end of the day, personally, and this is a personal thing, and I don't want to cause any aggravation with anybody, but I don't think footpaths should run through farmland. I think footpaths should be routed around farmland, purely and simply because it's not that I want to stop people enjoying the countryside. Okay, there are a lot of illnesses and diseases get spread from farm to farm by people unintentionally going for a walk. You can carry tuberculosis or bovine TB from farm to farm on your boots. You can carry it on your clothes. Dog can pick it up. There are also other infections, diseases, and illnesses your animal or you can transfer to and from, and also catch yourselves. Okay, so it's weird to me that one of the few food systems in the UK without any real protection. If you go into a supermarket, you go into a butcher's, you go into a shop somewhere where food is handled, the hygiene standards and the farm security or the security for the product is through the roof. You go to a farm and they're on about this red tractor and all this, and the farmer's got to be hygienic and he's got to sweep this, he's got to do that, he's got to maintain this, and the animals have got to be looked after like this, and all the rest of it. And then just anybody that wants to can walk through.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a fairness in that. Now, I'm not saying that there shouldn't be rights of way, there shouldn't be paths, there shouldn't be places people could walk. Okay? But most farmers, if you spoke to them, would say to you, I'm more than happy for people to cut through my land, but could you walk around the edge of the field? Not straight through the bloody middle of it. And if you do walk around the edge of the field, if I've got livestock out there, could you please keep your dog on the lead? Okay? because I've been in that situation where I have had to look down that barrel of somebody's dog. Okay, and that is damn well upsetting. Okay, it is upsetting, but you've got to protect your livelihood. You've got to protect your livestock.
Benny's got thunder and lightning. Yeah, it's supposed to be quite a big one, Benny. it's coming. Is it Midlands and Wales? Then you got it coming up from France too. Yeah, our bird flu. They had to keep all the birds inside.
Yeah, we've had,
but they've released that off now.
That's been relaxed here at the moment. We've not had much of it. I've not seen much in the way of bird flu within cattle, although at the moment our big battle in the UK is bovine tuberculosis, which is don't get me started on that one. That's just that's a nightmare. It's getting blamed on badgers. Badgers can transmit it. Badgers don't catch it. They actually carry it on their fur from field to field. But so do foxes, so do deer, so do birds, so do people walking their dogs, and so on and so on and so on.
Deer.
It's where do you draw the line? You know, we can come up within 6 months. We can come up for an inoculation against a disease, apparently, but we can spend 40 years just twiddling our fingers about how to protect our food. So, don't get me started on that one. It gets all political and angry. My wildlife side gets confused with my farm side, gets angry with the government for not actually coming up with an answer, although that's what we pay them to do. Well, this is the thing, Kiwi. Quite often, and I may be a bit conspiracy theory here, but I do think quite often the shops and the businesses at the higher end, okay, like the big supermarkets and that, they love nothing like a good food conspiracy for pushing the prices up. They love nothing more than telling you you've got to buy all these because, and the prime proof in the pudding for that was the great toilet roll famine. Okay, now that was a flu. Okay, and I've never had a flu that's caused me to poo myself to death. Right, so I don't need toilet roll. Tissue possibly to blow my nose in, not toilet roll. But they made an absolute killing out of that, and it went to where. And I think quite often when you see every 6 weeks on British TV, oh, gotta buy your tomatoes now because there's going to be a tomato famine. There won't be a tomato in the shop.
It's like
potatoes. Buy your potatoes now. There's a potato famine. Oh, just.
I think sometimes what it is,
it's
what they got a lot
to
of.
make you go out and buy shitloads of what they've got they're going to make profit on at the time. Okay, it's and do you know what? A genuine famine would probably help UK farming. Okay, because one of the things that they got to realise is we need not to import from elsewhere, but we actually need to put some money behind our own farmers and producers. We actually need to invest some money in our own. And I'm sure, John, my friends in America, they probably have the same situation out there for their farmers. Okay. When none of these supermarkets and businesses care a damn or a jot about the individual farmer, business or company or organisation in this country, all they're driven by is where can I get it cheapest? Where can I market up the highest? Okay, and they have no conscience, no cares what happens elsewhere or how it affects anybody. Now, the simple logic is this, right? If you are producing meat in your county or state, shall we say, and it's slaughtered, prepared, and sold in your county or your state, then surely your transport costs have just suddenly come down massively. Okay? Or do you ship it from the other side of the world, from, and no disrespect to anybody, from possibly a third world country, which is in famine itself, but you can buy it for next to nothing, which makes it actually more affordable to ship around. That's what I don't get. Okay, the shorter distance from supplier to table has got to be the best way. And at the end of the day, if it's farmed locally, that helps everything. That helps the local farmer. That means you know where your meats come from, or your vegetables come from, or your grains come from. It's kept it locally. There's less world pollution because you're not shipping it halfway around the planet. It is literally going maybe 50, maybe 100 miles up the road to be processed and prepared. You're creating jobs locally, okay, which then creates investment back locally into the local environment. Why we gotta get away from this globalist picture and get back to a local picture. You know, it's
You have to excuse me.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I'm just blowing wind through old age there, and I'm not the brightest pick of the bunch, and I don't necessarily know what the answers are because I'm not a politician and I don't own a supermarket. But that's just what makes sense to me. No, it doesn't make sense, John, and I get there, mate. Yeah, yeah, exactly that, and it's all controlling. It's all controlling us. It's all making us spend our money so they can make the big bucks now. And there's, I get sickened when you start seeing these adverts for these big businesses. We care, you know. We do this to the environment. No, you really do not care. Be honest. I'd rather shop at a supermarket that came on and went, you know what? I don't really give a fuck, but we're making a profit. Shareholders love us. Because at least to be honest. Yeah, it's yeah. And again, if we're talking about prepping, survival, dealing with disaster, if you're able to produce, and don't get me wrong, yes, we lived in a nation at one time that produced, yeah, literally 70 to 80% of its grain, its flour, its milk, its cheese, its butter, bacon, beef, and lamb. Okay. During the Second World War, yes, we were massively supported by our friends overseas, but we supported ourselves. Okay. And it wasn't easy. Surely that was the lesson. Invest in what you've got in your back garden. Okay. Invest in what you have, make it better, make it work. But again, greed comes into it. Big business. You know, land is being bought up worldwide by a few people, a few very, very rich and powerful people buying up as much as they can because they can see the future and they know the future money is not going to be in oil, it's not going to be in gold, it's not going to be in diamonds, it's not going to be in gas, it's going to be in the basics. He who can supply the grain, the sugars, the oils, and the feeds that are needed is going to be the powerful man. And that's all it's about, is people grabbing power. Strawberry. Really? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it's crazy, crazy. Um, Hi, Janet. Yes, you are right. Where possible, grow your own food. Grow as much as you can. Grow what you can. Also, learn to forage. Learn what's out there for free. Okay. That's what our ancestors did. That's when I say ancestors, I mean people like my grandparents. My grandparents could walk down a hedgerow and pretty much put the vitamins and minerals that they needed on the plate. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a crazy, crazy world. Crazy world. Well, that's my political rant over. Okay. Um, yeah, what can I say? Conspiracy theory, possibly. Um, yeah, on to more jolly things. More jolly things. Well, we're talking about strawberries. My wild strawberries in my front garden are going absolutely loopy in the lawn. They're all spreading out. I've just got a little yellow fruits are just on there now. The majority of them are still in flower, but I'm just starting to see the little tiny fruits. So it won't be long now, and I shall have a little crop of wild strawberries. Yeah, Gary, exactly. There is nothing better than growing your own stuff. Okay, there is nothing better than being able to put something on the table you've created with your own hard work, your own effort. It's any new kit. What have I got that's new? Nothing really, other than the smock. Yeah, the smock was the last bit of kit I could afford to get in, and that's working out brilliantly. Do like that. Do like that a lot. As a decent windproof smock, it's working nice. Um, yeah, quite happy with that. What I am looking at the moment is I'm possibly, I don't know what I'm looking at. I keep seeing different things and going, oh, that'd be interesting for the channel. That'd be interesting for the channel. Yeah, the smock's a cracker. It really worked out well. It's a strange old design. What can I say about it? It's sort of a crossover. Somebody got me wrong because they come back to me the other day and went, "Oh, that's not a commando smock." No, when I say commando smock, I'm referencing the German Second World War paratype smock that they wore, and I'm not actually on about it's a copy of that. It was just the cut, the way it's cut under the arms. It is absolutely brilliant. It gives a lot of room, although I suppose for the more fashionable conscious people, it would be too baggy or too loose. But from my own experience and from what I've come, I like a baggy smock. I like something I can put more clothes underneath. I also like something that I can start stuffing stuff into. You know, it's that whole thing of if you suddenly got to go on the run and you've got to grab half a dozen bits of kit, you can stuff it in. You know, you can throw a flotation aid inside it, jump overboard if you had to. Yeah, it's just one of those things. And windproof it is, absolutely. I was toying with going to it with a waterproofing treatment, but again, that would defeat the object of it because I've not bought it as a waterproof. I've bought it as a windproof, and I want it to breathe. So I wear it in warm weather like we're having now, and it's comfortable enough for me to wear without causing me to sweat like steak. And the problem with waterproofing anything is you're denying that breathability. Um, Hard wearing seems to be. I've given it a good bashing. It's not torn. It's not ripped. It's quite a sturdy material. The zipper, no issues with the zipper. Goes up and down. Giving that a good beasting. People must think I'm a bit weird sitting there with the zip for about 20 minutes, running it up and down, seeing if I can get it to fall apart. But again, I'd rather it fell apart when I first got it, and then I could send it back and go, no, I want my money back. Your zip's broken. Then suddenly find 2 weeks later it starts falling apart. John, yeah, that's one of those things, isn't it? It's yeah, I'm afraid, guys. Yeah, Kaz isn't feeling so good tonight, so she's just whipped off downstairs. Basically, the heat's got to her a little bit. I think the last couple of days, so she's gone down to just cool herself down. Unfortunately, we're upstairs here, and it is hot. Okay, it is schooled us up here. The roof to my house, but 4 foot above me, or above the ceiling here, it's black slate. And one of the problems with this place is that the flat that roof faces south. It's black slate and it just sucks the heat. It's absolutely brilliant in the winter because it will suck the heat and the loft space holds it. Through the summer, we've always had the issue here that it sucks in the heat, it holds it. It's an absolute nightmare. So yeah, she'll be fine. She'll be appreciative of the comments. Um, yeah, and we've had quite a hectic week. We've been very, very busy. Got plans for next week. Oh yeah, so next week what we're hoping to do. I want to get out. I want to do some filming, but the weather's going to be atrocious this week coming. I've got to go over to the Isle of Wight on Wednesday. Mac, that's a point, yeah, before I forget. I've got to go over to the Isle of Wight Wednesday. Got to go over and help my mum out. So for me and you to go out, it's going to be Tuesday or Thursday this week, possibly Friday, depending on weather. Is there anything you guys like? What would you guys like to see? Is there anything you'd like me to do? Me and Mac to do a video on? Is there anything you want to see? Shelters, firelighting? What would you like? Because again, it's one of the things I always worry about is how many times can you light a fire? How many times can you make a coffee? How many times can you put up a shelter before people sort of start going, one trick wonder, eh? So again, what would you like? Is there anything that you would desperately like to see? Yeah, it's actually been, and it's not been overly hot in the UK. However, it's one of those that's come on quickly. This time last week it was bloody freezing. Natural insect repellent, yeah. Rabbit sandwich. Oh, the Welsh rarebit. Yeah. Cook and clean fish. Yeah. Kiwi, a chapter from the SAS survival book. I can do that. What chapter would you like? Yeah, it's there's some ideas. Shelter, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Stealth, yeah, I got you, mate. Keep your mess tins clean. It's people always saying to me, you're always doing ball in the bag. Do you know what? I don't cook food in a mess tin. Okay. It's I've never liked doing it. I was one of those that drop a tin into a mess tin, heat something in a tin. I'd put the water into my plastic mug and mix it in my potato flake or my apple flake, and then later on with the boil in the bags, I was happy because it's one thing I've always, it's always been in the back of my mind right from basic training was don't get that mess tin dirty. Okay, you're drinking out of that, you're cleaning out of it, don't get it dirty. So I've never been one to cook in it. I know other people do, and I'm all for that if that's what they want to do. But it always comes back to me: can I get that clean? Can I get that clean? And again, it's like pots and tins. Okay, so keep your cookware clean. Okay, keep it as clean as you can. It's a hygiene thing, simple as that. Even if you're boiling water in it and you're bringing it up to sterilisation, you want to keep it clean. Outside of it, okay, again, goes back to the days mess tin. You cook on hexamine and the rest of it, it blacks it up. Okay, and people say to me, that's great, put it on my face. Yeah, wonderful. But you want to clean that because you're putting that back into kit and you're just transferring the crap everywhere. So yeah, keep it clean. How to secure an airfield? Oh, we know all about securing airfields. How to read a map and compass, BJ. Yep, you do that. Haggis. How to catch cook. Tricky thing, them haggis, and you can only hunt haggis at certain times of the year. Stainless, yeah, stainless, brilliant. I'm a big fan of stainless. I've not got stainless mess tins, I've got alley mess tins, but stainless pots, yeah, go with that. Or anodized aluminium, that's another good one. And again, yeah, keep it clean. If that's going to be your, it's something you would at home. You wash a plate at home. Okay, you wash your knife and fork at home. So one of the things you've got to do if you're out in the field is think about that. Your eating utensils. You're only going to go down with sickness once, and it's going to beat you up. And if you're in the middle of nowhere or you're on a knot, then it's going to destroy you. I'd rather take the extra time to make sure that's clean and safe than not. Yes, my pots quite often I've had the comment from people, yeah, how to read a map and compass. Right, we'll do that. So that's a couple of people have asked about reading maps and compasses. We will do that. We will do a basic map and compass, but not a lesson, that's why I put it. How I use a map and compass. And again, Map and compass is, I will give you a simplified version. Okay, is try not to get, so you take a, first thing you've got to know is your map. So in the UK we have the OS Explorer, which is the map I'd recommend to anybody, especially if you're doing footwork. Okay, it's a simple map. Next thing you want to do is get it the right way up. And I'm not wearing my reading glasses, which is a pain in the arse. Okay, if you're going to be travelling distances, okay, you're going to need to know the declination on the map, okay, which will be given to you here, okay. That tells you the variation between grid north, which is your lines which go up and down, okay, and magnetic north, which is the north that your compass is going to give you. There is a variation on that. Now, at the moment, and I think for the next 3 or 4 years, we're very lucky, the two are perfectly aligned. So your compass north is going to be true north on your map, but that variation does exist. Okay, so in 10 years' time, you'll need to have a look, see how old the map is. It will give you the magnetic variation, and you just work out by the number of years what that variation is. Now, this is going to be the wrong, really the wrong camera for me to talk about this on, but let's try and simplify it for you. Right, first thing is know the area you're in. Okay, so take this map. That's the Savernake Forest. Okay, so I know if I'm trying to travel on an ordnance survey, and this is really the wrong camera for, on an ordnance survey map for this size, I can see all the individual buildings and I will see their outlines. I will also see the forests. I can see the roads, their positions, and as I look along the roads, you will see things like post offices, post box, pubs, all that sort of information. So again, you can take all that information and you can do what you call a ground reading. You can also, which you're not going to be able to see on X camera, I pick it up, see all the contour lines. And once you learn to read contour lines, you can literally stand on one hill, look off that hill, and go, okay, there's a hill there, valley there, all there. You can look for features like rivers. You can also look for features like this here, this woodland, this horseshoe-shaped woodland. Okay, and you can use all that as guidance and reference points to help you find your way around on an OS map. Now, I'll do a video on basic map reading. I'm not going to go too much into grid to mag add, mag to grid, get rid, and so on, because it just confuses the subject. And we should go through the basics with people of how to orientate your map, how to orientate your compass, how to find your directions. We will then go into how to observe from a map. Now, one of the things that I got taught early on was it's fine taking a bearing, working out a route, and so on. Okay. You need to be able to do back bearings. So you need to be able to look at things, take a bearing, and draw a line back, and then find something else which is a key feature that found on the map, take a back bearing, and be able to take it back, and crossing that over so you can get back bearings, so you can pinpoint your location on a map, especially on somewhere where there's not a lot of features. Okay, so you might be working on something that's on the skyline, way out in the distance. We'll do a bit of that. I'll show you. We'll talk about taking grid references. And we'll do some basic how to do your grid references so that you know where you are. Now, these days, everybody just keeps banging on about what 3 words, what 3 words, what 3 words, what 3 words, what 3 words is fantastic. If you've got a phone that's working, okay. Again, somebody said to me, "Oh, we don't bother doing grid references anymore because the emergency services don't use them." Well, as somebody that works as a responder, yes, they do. Okay, they still use them. They prefer what 3 words because everybody's going off technology these days. But if you don't know the what 3 words where you are, if you can take a grid reference, again, you'll be able to get people to you. Nocturnal map reading course, yeah. Very good, Andy. Yeah, what 3 words is brilliant. It is brilliant. All time technology is working, but yeah, but if yeah, Bob, yeah, math variation is pretty much 0, and it will be for the next few years. Pubs are very important, dirty faces. Yeah, public house. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they are. They are, and again, there's a great deal of pleasure in being able to read a map, because it will give you so many features. It will, if I'm looking at going off to Dartmoor, I can sit there, open the map, and go, what's within 10 miles of me? I can spend ages sitting there. What's within 10 miles? Stone Circle, Standing Stones, Disused Church, Ancient Railway, whatever. I can look all these features up. I can mark them off. And again, I'm not bothered. I'll people go ballistic about it. I will draw on my maps. I quite regularly make notes on my maps. I update maps that I use regularly, i.e. like Dartmoor, Bodmin, places like that, probably on a 2-yearly basis, but I make notes on them. Okay, and it might be peat bog here. Yeah, don't camp there. Your tent will get blown away. Okay, or this route, and I'm on the market because it's mine. It's paper. Okay, I know what that information is. I can take it down, spots to go and see, things to go and look at. You know, yes, I do draw on my maps. I take notes and I mark my maps. Okay, that's because at the end of the day, that's for my information. You know, people get really, really shirty about it. Oh, why don't you use a China graph pen and mark it on the outside of the plastic map case? Well, you can do that. Yeah, brilliantly. You know, you go and do it that way. Not an issue. But yeah, it's my map. I've even got a color coding system for doing routes. Um, yes, I can navigate with maps. Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things I do on the camp. Like for those of you that come to the camp, if anybody wants, I will bring up map, compass, and all that's it. Yes, material splash maps, wonderful, absolutely brilliant. Don't get damaged, blow your nose on it. Based on the old Second World War escape and evasion maps, basically. Everybody goes on about it's a new thing. They weren't. It's an old idea. They were printed onto silk, basically, because you could fold up silk really, really small. It can be concealed. It can be put inside clothing and all the rest of it. And the great thing is, it won't rot. It won't fall apart. Okay, so then you could carry that with you as an escape and evasion map. Yeah. uh, yeah. Well, that's one of the things like geocaching and just having fun with it. I mean, there's so much information on a map like that. It can make a day out. Quite often we'll go out and I'll give Kaz the map and I'll go like, what do you want to go and look at? You know, I don't know that there are, Timmy. Don't know that there are. Yeah, they can be expensive, but again, remember it's paper. Okay, it'll last you a lifetime. Okay, bear in mind that there's an ordnance survey map, so reproduction of an ordnance survey map you're not allowed to do. Photocopiers are a wonderful thing. You know, I might print off a small piece for my own usage. So, but yeah, anything that gives you that ground information. And the nice thing with the ordnance surveys, they are accurate. They are accurate. The information on them is updated very, very regularly. Yeah, Fablon in them. That was a very, very common thing to do. Yes, Mac's one of those. Yeah, he's built in SatNav. He doesn't get lost. He can, yeah. I can give him a map, go work us out a route from A to B, and that's it. I just follow him then. Yeah. Cartophile. Yeah. 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 Again, it's just sometimes you're working out an adventure. You're like, where are we going to go? What are we going to do? You know. below me, there's a waterfall there, a standing stone there. It gives you somewhere else to head towards or to go and look at. Gives you all that information. And map reading's not. Some people try and make it a magic art. They try and push it to, the mystical art of map reading. Do you not? The reality of it is, unless you're artillery, okay, or you are planning to trek through the really difficult mapped environments like desert or the Amazonian rainforest, keep it simple. Really keep it simple. Okay, true point hunting. That's good fun. Shit, Benny, it's all right. Yeah, you checked for concussion and that. Well, you will have done, yeah. Your ex anyhow, so you'd have gone through that. Nicky, don't slip in the bathroom. You're just showing off. You're just after all that attention. Yeah, God dear. Well, I hope you went down with your dignity intact, girl. Yeah, glad she's okay, Benny. Yeah, Kaz has had to bail on us this evening. She's got overheated. It's really as scalded us up here. And she's feeling a little bit off colour. In actual fact, I'll give it another 15 minutes. I'm going to call it at 2 hours, guys, so I can get down, make sure she's hydrated, make sure she's okay. But yeah, loving my life. Yeah, it has been warm. It has been. And yesterday we she's had 2 days of pretty much travelling. It's been pretty hectic. Yeah. Yes, all I love to Nicky, Benny, keep me posted, mate. I'm too far away to be of much use to you, but just yeah, it's the heat. It's the heat. It just comes on suddenly. It's not helpful. Too right, Matt. It wouldn't be quite the same for me because we were two very different units. But yeah, Max. Yeah, I'm not going to say too much other than Max guys tended to get drop in places where they'd have to sort their own shit out, and in theory, stay there till the rest of us turned up. Somerset, yeah, I do love Somerset. Well, it's because officers are too educated. Again, this is something you find. They overcomplicate shit. Okay, keep it simple. It's a good old fashioned term. Keep it simple, stupid. Right. If you start to overthink it, overcomplicate it, stop, sit down. It's a map. Okay. First thing anybody ever said to me about maps, it said it's a map. It's a picture of where you are. All you've got to do is be able to orientate that picture in that plane to where you are. Okay, and you can do that through a compass, knowing that the compass is pointing north, the grid lines are pointing north, so you now know the map's in the right orientation. With any luck, you know the rough area you're in. Start looking for landmarks on the map and start looking for landmarks with your eyes. Okay, and from there you can work out where you are. I did it riding down in Wiltshire. Now, ended up in a valley, tree-lined valley. I'm like, where the bloody hell are we? Right? Because I've been driving for about half an hour, not using the map. I'm like, where are we? Right. Walk to the crossroads. That's that village that way. That's that village that way. That's that village that way. That's that village behind me. I've got 4 directions, so I know those 4 villages are set out like that. So I found the first village, found the second village, found the road, found the third village, found the 4th village. So I'm at this crossroads here. As simple as that. It's just a bit of simple logic. It really is. and it's applying that simple logic. Where it gets difficult, and it does get a bit more complicated, I'll admit that, is if you are if you're starting to do Ford air controller or artillery, and you start getting into things like protractors and all the rest of it, and then having to work out distances full of shot, which none of you are going to be doing. All you ever want to know is, where am I? Where am I going? And it's as simple as that. Oh, it was a linen. I can't remember what they actually called them to, but yes, I have a couple of maps that are linen. Yeah, yeah, I'll hear a few Scottish tales at the back at the camp, I'm sure. Yeah. To right, Mac. Yeah, yeah. Lee Michaels, that's another good point. Yeah. So if you're travelling in an unknown area, yeah, make pictures, draw pictures, take photos. Right? You come to a crossroads, mark it. Okay, mark that crossroads in a manner so you know the direction you come from. Okay, stop. Sometimes just stopping, having a good look round, sussing it, and going, okay, doke, I'm going that way. Okay, turn around, look back the way you came, because that's the view you're going to want as you come back. That's a regular one for me. So if I'm in a new area, I'm exploring and all the rest of it, walking along, I come to a crossroads, okay, or a V or whatever, and I'm going through that junction on foot. Stop at the junction, look back the way I came. Okay, just that picture in my mind of that's the one I come up. Okay, that's the route I came. Because what a lot of people do, they're walking and they're focused ahead of them. When they come to walk back, the amount of people that turn around in the past and go, I don't remember this. I don't remember saying, no, because you were looking the other way. Okay, so when you come to crossroads and junctions, turn around, look back the way you came, print on your mind, that's the one I want. Okay, that image stays there then. John Gunting. Oh, so true. Love to hear the lieutenant say that he's sitting directly under the moon. Sit tight, so we'll come and get you. Yeah. And old maps. Yeah, old maps. Bear in mind, yeah, old maps do change with variations, but quite often the information is very, very relevant. Oh, okay. So yeah, so tonight's solar activity has been upgraded to a G4. So if you have a clear sky wherever you are, yeah, keep your eyes open. You might actually get to see some solar activity. Woo. Yeah, so they might have a chance of seeing some colours in the sky. It's every possibility, isn't there? Every possibility. It'd be a good night for a bivvy camp. It really would, especially if you're out somewhere clear, like somewhere out good and distant. Be a good night for being up in Wales, I would have thought. Yeah, if you haven't got any bad weather there, because I think they had some thunderstorms earlier on. Somewhere out in the moors, if it was clear, it'd be nice. Little bit of ambient light. Oh, no ambient light, I should say. Sugarloaf, yeah, Sugarloaf Mountain. Steph's got it clear as a belt. Excellent, mate. You'll have some luck. Benny's got a storm there. Look, it's the other thing, isn't it? Do love a good thunderstorm, me. Do love a good thunderstorm. Clears the air. Sugarloaf is 5 minutes from Stealth. Fantastic. So, and that's the other thing, Sean. So solar activity can affect the satellites again, can affect the GPS, can affect the sat nav. So maps, back to the basics, isn't it? It's rain on your tent, lovely. Yeah, it is, Benny. You know, and it's funny how we moan about it, isn't it? 2 weeks ago, I'm going, roll on the bloody summer. Sick and tired of it being wet and cold. Yesterday, I'm driving back from Gloucestershire and I'm thinking to myself, bloody hell, this is a bit bloody warm, this. I wish it was a bit cooler. Human beings, we're never bloody happy, are we? It's either going to be too hot, it's going to be too cold. Although I will say for me, there is a sweet spot. There is a sweet spot. I personally, temperature-wise, you give me, sort of 22 to 24. Yeah, I'll stick with that. Quite happy with that. So as soon as it starts getting up above 24, hate it. I don't do heat too well. I do the cold. Yeah, never happy. Human beings. Yeah. It's quite funny, really, isn't it? We're always moan. It's too hot in the summer. It's too cold in the winter. It's too wet in the spring. Yeah. 22 to 24. Yeah, I'll take that. Kiwi, weather is nice. It's perfect for British people. Yeah. Just remember what they always say about rain. It's not that bad. Only comes halfway up the ducks. Yeah. 22 to 24. I'll take that. Nice. Yeah, I've got to get my aircon regassed. It was, it's the aircon's working, but it's struggling. So, and bear in mind she's older, so I'll get that regassed and that'll be fine. Honda power, yeah. Oh, so over the moon with it. Over the moon with it. It's we put a few hundred miles under the bonnet this last week, and faultless, absolutely faultless. And I'll tell you one of the things I did find with that little Honda CRV, through the back roads, nice. It handles nice. It's got great handling, great potential there, and it's great. Works absolutely superb. It's not a Land Rover. It's economical. It's reliable. Yes, 24-degree sunburn. Does that count? It does count. Yeah. Yeah, exactly that too. It isn't exciting. Yeah, you're right. It's not exciting, but it does everything. Walked back to it yesterday and I was like, do you know what? No worries. It's going to get me home. It's not going to break down. I said, in actual fact, I walked back to it, looked at it, got into it, fired it up, and went, whew, quarter of a tank of diesel. Going to be about 170 miles. A lot of that's going to be on the motorway. Yeah, we'll see. And yeah, I got it back. And I got it back, just like one little bar left before it was on the red. And that was, steady cruising. Cruise control's nice. Did enjoy that. I've got to say I do like it. Yeah, Timmy, I agree with you 100%. I'm not faulting it. I would recommend it. Anybody looking for an honest, reliable, fairly economical SUV, get a Honda CRV. That would 100% recommend it. Okay. I wouldn't say to you that you're going to get the buzz out of it that you would in, say, a 90-inch Land Rover going across the mountains of Wales. And I'm not going to say you're going to get the buzz performance that you get driving a Bugatti through the back roads of Hampshire, but you'll enjoy driving it, and it will get you there, and it will get you back without worry. Okay. And it was the same thing with motorbikes. I always used to upset a lot of people. Oh, go have a Harley. Why have you got Harley, Mick? You got Cruiser, you got ape hangers and the rest of it. I've had Harleys. Getting parts for Harleys in the UK is a nightmare. The maintenance and repairs, it's a nightmare. We've got metric tools here. Okay. Got very little Imperial equipment. No, I can buy a Honda, buy a Yamaha Dragstar, clutch replacement. Takes me 30 minutes to do. Total cost for the last one I did, including all the springs, plates, pressure plates, washers, and all the rest of it, and the oil for the oil change needed at the same time, was sub 50 quid. Okay, and it was 30 minutes to do. The last repair I did on a Harley Davidson, which was a dyno, was the clutch actuator pin. It's just a pin, about that long, about the same diameter as a 4 or 5 millimeter drill bit, and about that long. Okay, but I could not get that pin without buying the complete clutch at a cost of £450 and a waiting time of 3 weeks for it to get sent. And all I wanted was that pin, which I ended up making out of a drill bit that was 4 to 5 millimeters in diameter. So, Japanese. And I will say, the Harley to ride was beautiful, was stunning. Power, vibration, performance, the ride, the fact that it's a Harley, amazing. Did the Yamaha have the same? No. It was good. Got me where I needed to be. Looked awesome, sounded awesome, did what it needed to do. Didn't quite have the heart, but we had to be sensible about it. Just giggly saying that. Driving down yesterday, I got to Farmer P's place. There was a guy pulled in on a Triumph. We were chatting away. I said, funny old thing. I said, on the way down here today, I've seen 3 Harleys all at roundabouts, all with the owners looking like they're just taking a break for a second. I said, the fact of the matter is, I know every single one of them have broken down. Yeah, get what you can afford. Yeah. Yeah, get what you can afford, get what you like, have what you like. And yeah, if your dream's to own a Land Rover, your dream is to own a Harley Davidson, do it. Do it. Spot on, Johnny. Yeah. Look like a fish, move like a fish, turn like a cow. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Sorry, Benny. Andy outside. Yeah, I see all your CX. Nice. Like that. I do like a little calf racer. How'd you get on with that back tyre though on wet roads? It's a bit knobbly that, and I think that might get me a little bit twitchy on the back roads. Or are you one of those that just goes, nah, if I'm going, but I'm going with a grill on my face? Yeah, cheap Chinese stove. Yeah. Again, got to get what you can get. Have what you can have. Run with what you can run with. Anyhow, guys, I'm going to give you 5 minutes to say your good nights to one another. It's been 2 hours and 3 minutes. I'm going to get to Kaz and make sure she's okay. Yeah. I do. Yeah, I'm going to wrap it up now, guys. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to say your good nights to one another. You're at the regional volleyball Derek. Oh, enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Benny wants a clutch. Clutch. It's our Chinese, man. No, won't even go there. Night, Lee. Night, Timmy. Night, Derek. Night, Benny. Night, Andy. Night, Timmy. Night, BJ. Take it easy. Have a great week, mate. Kiwi. Take it easy. Have a good week. Kitten Killer. Yeah, all the best, mate. Andy, Janet. Night, sweetheart. Take it easy. All the best. Sticks. Night, sir. Have a good one. Next, Sticks. We've got some point this week, got to have a chat to you, but it's as and when, because I'm hectic. I do apologise. I've not pulled my weight. Yeah, I'll sort that out. Roman Ray, mate, take care. Have a good one. Roman Ray outside. Right. Roman Ray outside. Roman Ray outside. Guys, dive over. Roman Ray outside. Show some love. Outside. There we go. Not Jumbo. Not Pa. Not Mickey. Mickey? What's Mickey up to? Mickey's gone out. Hey. BJ, likewise, mate. Likewise. All the best to you and your family. Sticks, never done enough. Right, guys, be safe, be good, have fun, have your adventures, get outside, enjoy yourselves. Don't strain yourselves, don't do too much. Watch out for that weather, don't trust it, but above all, be safe and have fun. Okay, love those you do, forgive those you don't. And as always, all my friends, may peace and light be upon all of you and your families. Till we chat next week. All the best, guys. Take care. Good night, my brothers and sisters. Mickey out.